Did you know you can advertise on podcasts?
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Find out more at podvertise.com.au. That's podvertise with an s.com.au. Oscars.
Fortunately for them, their DJ neighbour Matt Burgess couldn't sleep.
My night, Jarrod Walsh, lovely bloke. He's been around for ages.
He's
lovely.
Mate,
cheers. I love him. He's a great guy.
And world tennis number 3, Andy Murray even.
G'day everyone, welcome to another round of Best Team Men. We've got Andy Martin, who I'm looking at in my top left corner.
G'day, boys.
A very interesting looking Jarrod Walsh, all the way from Canberra at the moment.
Well, welcome on behalf of our sponsors, of course, Brighton Trophy Centre, Con and Lena, Steve the Pirate at Mind and Movement Physio, Odd Sock Mob, and Shifty Lizard. Let's just address this straight away. Matt, you want to fight Con?
No, I don't want to fight Con. It's been a bit of a roller coaster week with Con, actually. So often I'm going past Con's wonderful shop there on Brighton Road opposite what used to be Charlie's Diner. And I get stopped at the lights and I had a look and he had taken us off of these little rolling scroll. We were gone.
What?
Yeah, he's actually promoting his own business. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
How
Messaged me, Andy, and he was a bit... I think he was a bit flat by the whole thing and in shock. And he's like, this is what's happened. And I thought, surely not. Like, I mean, we don't pay Con nothing for nothing. He doesn't have a written contract to advertise us. He's well within his rights to sometimes promote his own business, you know?
Absolutely. He's more than welcome. He never needed to put us up there. It was just a bit of a laugh. But then he put my thing up when I retired, so he redeemed himself.
All right, well, let's talk about it, Andy. It's been a sad week, a week of reflection where, you know, basically in sport, a lot of people, they call it quits on their career. It's the time of year where people start planning for 2021 and they look for next year. And, a member of this team, Best Team Men, has decided to call it quits.
Yeah, and especially, was it last episode at the end of it where I was like, hey, let's talk about what's going on with Fresh Til Death, start promoting your stuff, and you're just like, well, actually, Andy, and we're like, okay, cool, no worries, all right, see you. So what happened this week, Matty? Tell us everything.
No, it's obviously I haven't been able to play any gigs for the last probably 2 months because of my back recovery, and I've quite enjoyed the time. Basically, like there's no long answer to it. I've enjoyed the early Saturday nights and the full night's sleep and getting up early Sundays and having my weekends back. So I was having a bit of a self-reflection day on Monday, and I thought, you know what, I don't actually miss it. I don't have the fire in the belly to do it anymore, and made the call. So I'll still be involved with some behind-the-scenes stuff. So I'm not completely out of the industry, but yeah, in terms of actually playing gigs, I thought 15 years is a long time, and that's enough for me. I'm out.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Well, it's a bit of a sad time, though, because as you said, you do get reflective. And it's funny because you said, you haven't done many gigs over the past couple of months. I DJ'd and MC'd for a couple of years, and I could have technically had no gigs because nobody rocked up to the events that I was DJing or MCing at. But what are you going to miss most about it, mate?
Oh, I'll definitely miss the people that I meet. I've made some long life best mates out of it. So I'll miss that. There's obviously a huge social side to it as well. So I'm going to miss seeing a lot of people. But I think the biggest thing that I'm going to miss is making people's nights, really putting a smile on some faces and watching a lot of people have a good time, and you're responsible for that. So yeah, I'll definitely miss that.
Are you going to still create music, but without performing it? Is that a silly question?
No, it's not, because I think I need that creative outlet. Otherwise, I'll just go a bit berserk. So, yeah, I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to work on some music production and little bits and pieces like that. But, yeah, just not play the gigs.
It's a tough world to be in. Like the late nights, it's just ridiculous. It kills your social life on the weekends. You're never relaxed on a Saturday night at a family event knowing that you have to make sure you either stay up until 1 a.m. for your next set, or in your case, it would have been later in the morning being Red Square, or you're trying to work out your sleeping arrangement before you go out. And then if you do it wrong, you're seedy as all hell when you get to the gig and you try to get through with alcohol. That's pretty much how I used to roll back in the day. So I completely understand that the refreshing, that your life will be a whole new world will open up for you through this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it was Saturday night was a big one. Like Kieran and myself went to one of my best mates' house to have dinner with his wife. And we were there and we were like, you know what, like I don't actually have to get up and leave by a certain time here, or I don't have to, like Andy, like you said, I don't have to plan to be anywhere else. Like we could just sort of go at our leisure and got home, watched some Premier League, fell asleep. It was unbelievable. So, I think that's just, like I said, after 15 years, I think I'm just ready for that now. So
I think like it also takes out of you, Andy and I like can almost relate when it comes to a radio point of view, and especially breakfast radio, because you plan your day and you change your schedule around those things, and you almost lose the anxiety of watching the clock. So I was explaining to someone last night, breakfast radio, you go to bed every night anxious because you don't want to sleep through your alarm. When you get up for a flight at 4:30 in the morning, you don't really sleep well the night before because you're so concerned about missing your flight. You do that every day when you work in breakfast radio, and the anxiety that comes with it's horrible. But then, you got to shift your whole life around. So when I was doing nightclubs and I had to be there at like 9 o'clock, I'd watch the first half of the footy and then go, I'm really enjoying the couch at the moment, but now I have to go and DJ to know people. So it was a bit weird. Like it does actually mess with you. And then when you step away from it, you go, oh, this is what a normal life is. It's actually having those little bits of normality we take for granted, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. I've only ever slept through an alarm once and got to a set late, and that was a Saturday night at the Grand. And I started at 9, and I'd flown in from America that afternoon, and I didn't actually set an alarm, but I parked myself on the couch and thought, no, I'll be right here. I'll be okay. I'm just going to sit here and watch some TV. And I fell asleep and woke up at 9:30. I was meant to be down at Glenelg starting at 9, and jumped in my car and got there about 10. It was good.
Did you have a phone full of texts like when you were in Thailand, where it was just full of the promoter going, "Where the hell are you, man?" Or the DJ before you, "Hey, man, finishing in 10 minutes. So are you here yet?"
Well, I was the first DJ, so really the night didn't get started.
Yeah, right. Far out. So it's exactly like it's been during the whole coronavirus period, but back then. Just everyone standing there drinking and waiting for music so they can sit down.
No dancing.
Yeah, that's it.
No dancing at all.
Has that contributed to the decision as well?
Yeah, it's a shame because the last few times that I've played, it's been obviously the watered down version that it is.
Yeah.
So I don't have great memories going out because I reckon the last probably proper set I would have played was March. So... yeah, and look, there might be one more. I might, when things open up, I might just say, you know what, I'm coming back to play one more just so I can
John Farnham.
Remember it? Yeah, just John Farnham it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I've got a couple of questions.
Oh, press conference.
Yeah, questions without notice here.
Okay.
So, when you did your enema,
so it was at the club and it was live on stage.
What? Because I think, and we've spoken about this, Matt, for almost 2 years now. When things go back to normal, we still need to put on a night.
Yes, that'll still happen.
Andy, you're part of that plan. We'll find a venue, put on a night. So, off the top of your head, can you recall what would be the most, if not one of the most requested songs that you have had in your career?
Say whatever.
There was always this one. There was always this one elusive song that I had never heard of called "Can You Play Something We Can Dance To?" Or there was another song called "Something Good" as well that I used to request.
Something good.
Play something good. So they were two.
Okay. What about then?
It's hard to say because it just went through so many different, peaks and troughs with genres and popular songs and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty hard.
What was an instant floor filler? If the room was a bit flat, what's something that you knew would get people moving?
In its peak, probably Kanye and Jay-Z in Paris.
Yep.
Was a big one.
That's when all
levels
the white boys think they're gangsters and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Levels was a big one too from Avicii when that came out. That was a massive hit. There's been a few. There's definitely been a few, but those ones are probably timeless. You can still play them now and people get around it.
You know, one thing you won't miss is, weirdly, there's a lot of politics, and I don't know if it still is as much around the place, but the internal club and DJ politics that goes on, like interclub as well, in people that think they're part of an industry that they're fucking really not. That sort of stuff is like, it's like, bro, you play out at fucking some little pub that has 4 people in it, you know, like don't try to tell me what's going on.
Okay, I did. Sorry.
And
it's like you're wearing a ski mask, mate. Like, for fuck's sake, you know.
And it's worse now. It's way worse now, Andy, than when we were coming through because of social media.
Oh yeah, of course.
You've got these young kids that like have a Facebook page now with 600 likes on it, and they're playing at the local pub down the road, you know, deep suburbia, and they're like, I just want to thank all my fans and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well,
honestly,
I'm going to say it. Like, I don't really care about what comes out of it, but Dog and Duck have been really bad with that stuff in the last few years. Like, whoever's been running their social media, like, is just like that. Like, that's the stuff you won't miss. That's the stuff you won't miss.
Not going to miss any of that. No, exactly.
Yeah. So there you go.
I think I went there. Did I go? I think I've been to the Dog and Duck once before. Do they have an arm wrestling table there?
Oh, potentially.
Yeah,
like upstairs. Upstairs. Like,
were you in the private room or something? Jesus.
I'm pretty sure there's like a smoking room upstairs.
Were you the high rollers at the casino or?
No, and then there's these.
Was this on GTA or?
Yeah. Maybe it's the tables which you have, like you put your drinks on, and you hold on to something on the table, and it's like an arm wrestling thing. So, do you want to go out for a couple of drinks and arm wrestle?
Well, random things in clubs. I haven't said this story at all since it ever happened because it just seems so weird. But basically, when I was at Earth, the Saturday nights was sponsored by Essential Beauty, and for a period of time, they would pay for like your Big Brother contestants or whatever to come and make an appearance and do all that sort of stuff. But what they did for about 4 weeks in a row, and I'm pretty sure this is illegal and completely against every regulation there is. They had
just say alleged then before you go into the story.
Allegedly, they had a piercing chair on stage, and they were piercing people on stage while I was DJing. It was the weirdest shit ever. And then out the back, we'd all be sitting in the the cage where they keep all the alcohol next to the back bar, and we're there with the owner all drinking away. And then one of the DJs, who will remain nameless, she decides to get pierced and whips them out, and I've thrown up, and then they've pierced, and then and they've pierced it behind behind the scenes at the club as well. It was crazy.
Geez, I'll tell you what, the marketing team would have had a field day. Come get pierced while you get pierced.
100%. Yeah. It was pretty popular. Imagine you going out. You're like, I'm going to go with some friends, bit of a party. And then 5 a.m. you get home and, you pass out at home and then you wake up on the couch about 4 hours later and you're like, I've got every orifice pierced. Like, imagine that. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Oh, you blame your mates. You're like,
yes. You didn't realise, and you're going through a metal detector the next day. They're like, sir, we have to scan you. Why is there a metallic object through your bell end?
Why have you got a bolt and a snag?
Well, that nearly happened to me. That nearly happened to me in Thailand. Something similar. I was out with little Ben Crawley and Scott Nathan, who's like the host of Entertainment Tonight in the US and stuff. And we went out. And because these are the guys that I was with.
Peter Ford?
Definitely not. Definitely not. You may remember me talking about how in Thailand I was like a beast in my hut that they had to lock shut so I'd pass out and not come out again. But they came along and opened up my hut and I came out of it like a gorilla going, let's party. And they got me so hammered that they tried to get me into a tattoo parlor to get a Betty Boop in my ass. Yeah, so there you go.
You did it, didn't you?
Did. Nah, didn't do it.
No, didn't do it.
No, didn't do it. Nah.
No, I don't think I could ever do piercings. I don't think I've ever been like that drunk enough to do that. You know, it's funny we talk about this stuff because I had someone from another radio station I was speaking to last week, and they were like,
"Which one?
Have you thought about podcasting?" What did you say?
Which one?
And are they really another? Are they another radio station when you're not really aligned to one now, or is it just a radio?
Oh yeah, it's just a radio station.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone from a radio station. Anyway, they said, "Oh, have you thought about podcasting?" And I'm like, "Yep."
What an ego hit. Well, she's like, I do 5 of them a week.
Yeah, I said I got a couple, and I'm like, have a listen to this. So I sent her the wine one I do, and I said, yeah, I do another one with my mates, and they're like, oh, what can you tell us about that? And I'm thinking, yeah, so you could listen to it if you like. Maybe not the lives we did a couple of weeks ago because they were a bit loose, but the other ones, yeah, they're not too bad.
I've had a couple of people ask me about it, and I've just sent them from July 23rd, basically when Andy got on board. So
yes, that's exactly right.
Nothing before that.
You see, people are now sharing around on their social media their most listened to podcasts, along with their like Spotify playlists of the year and stuff. I find it pretty interesting when like to have a look at what you've been listening to and what you connect with. Yeah.
Well, as in yourself or other people?
Yeah, myself, but also I think you look at other people's, it kind of indicates, for some reason, my most listened to song for this year was Harry Styles' Adore You, but I've not listened to that once on Spotify, and I asked my wife, and she's like, no, I haven't listened to it. But then she went back and listened to it. She's like, oh, is that what it's called? Yep.
I was going to say, because like there has been a lot of hacked Spotify accounts over the last 12 months where people are hacking to get more out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So it's interesting though, because I've got an artist account, and that gives me my stats as well. So it tells me, so for instance, Fresh Til Death.
Is that part of the reason for the retirement? Just saying.
Well, no, I retired. I retired before I got these.
That's it. I'm done. So, 25 million in the year. I'm out of here.
No, I did it. I retired before I got this, but I had 851,000 streams from 148,000 listeners over 89 countries.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
See, we could have used your profile to boost this podcast more. Kind of like we could have got to Daniel Garb's status where now Andy's best mate Garby is being spoken about all around Australia because he does a podcast on Ozcast Network and he's getting controversial guests on, and Andy's just lapping it up.
Well, the way we look at it is if one wins, we all win, because people will come across... No, well, that's the way that we've set this up. Basically, if someone comes across a podcast and they love it, well, there's a high potential chance of them actually going to the website and viewing other podcasts with the network, and that's where Best Team Men comes in. Yeah, boys!
The funny thing is that, like, the TripleM social media quoted Garby's podcast with Bryce Gibbs, but didn't, like, attribute it to his podcast. So they just put the quote up there, and Garby called him out on Twitter, as he should, because heaps of people steal that kind of content and claim it as their own. Like, like you could be forgiven for thinking, oh, TripleM has obviously spoken to Bryce Gibbs, but it was Garby who got the exclusive, you know?
Yeah. And link the podcast in the post as well, perhaps.
That's it. But they won't do that stuff. I find that interesting. But thanks to people who have been listening to our podcast, if we feature in your you're like top.
Oh, is this Boost Team Men, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Have we?
Men was last night. That's why.
I was just say, have we got new rankings, Andy?
Yeah. Well, I actually made an intro for it. I wanted to play it for you today, but that's not going to happen until next week. So that's good.
All right. Well, do you want to hold off
I'll
the
crack open
then?
it. Well, no. Because the ranking comes out every week. So I can give you an update today. I just want to crack open a Shifty Lizard, if that's all right there, boys.
It must be good.
Are they some of the ones that you've stolen from us?
Yeah.
Andy's celebrating the charts here. We must be going all right.
There we go.
Hey.
The old Szechuan Ale. All right, so let me just get my little charts thing up here.
Andy, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Because we are looking on your Zoom camera at the moment.
Yes.
There is a very familiar looking guitar in that room.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
I saw every day.
No, that one I was actually given that by Wolf. Wolf gave that to me on way out.
Okay.
Because literally, when that breakfast, that guitar behind me is Dylan Lewis's. It's like a CD player guitar thingy, and when they finished up the show, like his stuff was left behind, so they kept it for a period of time.
His stuff was left behind because he never came to Adelaide to collect it,
or come to Adelaide. No. But Wolf's like, "Hey man, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And then that's how I got that. So there you go.
That is good.
Yeah, no, it's because it's just a good little accessory to have in the corner. It's actually in front of an actual guitar. But anyway,
it's very good.
Yeah, the kids like to play it, so it's good. That keeps them quiet. I'm like, do you realise it's Dylan Lewis's guitar? All right, so let's start up from the bottom and working our way up, shall we? Just like at home.
You should tell them it's Huey Lewis's guitar.
Yeah. What? Anyway. All right, let's go with the global for all podcasts for Reach for the best team men. We are currently in the world 7,276. Now, there are literally, I saw a report this week. I can't quite grab the figure off the top of my head, but there are a couple of 100,000 podcasts floating around. Like, it is ridiculous the amount of podcasts. So to be sitting at 7,276 is great.
We're doing a great job.
Let's go all over the USA. For Reach, that means, reaching out to the peoples. We are currently 7,103 over there, which is great. Fantastic work.
Awesome.
And due to Jarrod's work at the cricket, in India, we are currently 1,390 for all podcasts and, to reach the people over there. So thank you, Jarrod, for that. Did you mention best team man and boost team man when you're emceeing the cricket?
I've been trying to. It's interesting, though, working at the cricket because of COVID. We're not allowed to encourage cheering. And the Indian supporters are, just because they all get together. And then when people cheer, they might spit and then saliva might transfer COVID. But it's so weird because the players are wearing face masks to commute around. And they're staying in the hotel next to me and they're wearing face masks. But if someone hits a six, the fans just throw the ball back into the ground and the players pick it up. So and this is what happened with there was a pitch invader the other day and they stood on the ground. Security took ages to get them. But the pitch invader got out close to the players. So there was a COVID risk. All these restrictions are very weird. Watching the Indian supporters is hilarious, though, because they just love being on the big screen because they think it's going on TV to the whole world. So you'll see that I'm speaking to an Australian fan and then behind us, all these Indians just start shuffling over their chairs just so they can sit behind and just go like this to the camera. And it's awesome. It's very fun to watch.
Does some of the footage actually end up on TV, on the broadcast?
No, none of it.
None of it? Okay.
No, it's just going on the big screen in the arena, no broadcast, nothing. So it's fun to watch there. And the hard thing is because they're really passionate supporters and they're lots of fun. Some of them actually are staying at the hotel next door just so they can be close to the cricketers.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's surreal, man. And Canberra's quite small where we're staying. We're staying in a part of Canberra where, like this morning, I've gone to get a coffee. Mark Waugh has walked past me. David Boone, they're like ex-cricketers, Andy. Cricket's a sport. And they... it's amazing to watch. It's so funny. Have you guys watched...
Andy loves sliding the grip onto his new cricket bat. That's for sure.
Yeah. Have you watched The Test on Amazon?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so it's this documentary, but there's this moment where Steve Smith, and he was the Test captain,
Smudge.
And
he used to be on all the Weet-Bix boxes,
yes,
right?
Yeah. But they started talking about his batting, and this is how the sentence went. And I thought of you, Andy, because it goes, all Steve Smith does, he just bats. He bats in the hotel, he bats at the ground, he bats at nightclubs, and I'm thinking, what a pervert.
That's amazing. Actually, I don't know if I was talking to you, Jarrod, or maybe my mum and dad at the cricket. I mean, you'll look the same, I guess, but no. They said regarding the COVID, regarding the COVID stuff.
Are you trying to say that I look like your mum?
Yeah, you're beautiful. No.
Oh, that's tickled me.
No, I can't remember who I was talking to because it's been a long week, boys. I went through a whole bottle of gin this week. Anyway, different story.
Today or
no, just this week. It's been.
So is what you're trying to say that all the kids have been home this week?
Oh fuck! Are they home? No. I was talking to someone about the cricket and about the COVID stuff, and the crowd threw the ball into the back onto the oval, and and they're like, "What do we do? Do we pick up the ball, or do we wait for the umpire to come or a cleaner to come and clean the ball?"
Yeah, it's been the umpires do have a I think some sanitizer in their pocket if they wanted to, but it's all weird, man. Walking around Canberra is a bit weird as well. Like I went for a walk around Lake Burley Griffith. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
big.
Yeah.
But I got lost because I thought that Lake Burley Griffith was like a loop. So I've gone on a 9K walk, and I'm like, cool, I'm about to get to the other side, and then I've gone, oh fuck! Unless I can walk on water, I can't actually loop around.
Is it technically a river?
Pretty much. So I had to turn back around, walk another 3Ks to back over the bridge. But what I didn't realize was that there's all these is it cicadas or cicadas? How do you say it?
Cicada.
All right. I think it's cicada.
Well, they're everywhere, but I'm wearing noise cancelling headphones. And as soon as I take them off, you hear this. And I feel like I'm in fucking Crocodile Dundee because they're everywhere. And I'm looking around going, what the hell is happening? Then I see all these dead rabbits and rabbits bouncing around. And I freaked out. So my walk turned into a quick jog to get back to my hotel. And I'm a bit scarred from it.
What else have you done in Canberra? What you've gone to see? I think was it the War Memorial?
Yeah, I went to the War Memorial, which is good. Canberra is known for porn and fireworks, and I haven't seen either of them.
That's all out at Fishwick. You got to go to Fishwick.
So what happens if you go to Fishwick? Is it like you get into Fishwick and then there's a porn store, there's a fireworks store?
Pretty much. It's like Lonsdale. Like it's sort of like industrial.
Yeah.
Fishwick's a really industrial area. So, yeah, it's literally just factories of like XXX shops, and you'll see signs and stuff like fireworks for sale here. And there's a couple of places that, dip their toe in both pools. So
do they realise that there's the internet and they don't need to be around anymore apart from the fireworks place?
The fireworks place, definitely. They'll always be there. So.
I'm considering. I was considering just to go for a look to bring you guys back something, but
yeah, a few plugs.
Sorry,
what? Sorry, did you guys just? Yeah. Anyway,
you're going to give us a hug.
Should I get back to the charts?
Yes, please.
Oh, we're still in there, are we?
We're still in the charts.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's.
I'm not the one who said. I tell you what, boys, I had a whole bottle of gin to myself this week.
All right. Let's go to some good news. Global sports category for Reach. We are 712 in the world.
Yeah, we are.
Look at that.
Happy with
Boom. That. Let's head up to the sports category in the US. We are 734 there.
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
And the good news this week for Australia in the basketball category, we've gone up 50 spots to 126.
Bang.
But at some stage, we're probably going to have to talk about basketball.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's it. So there you go. That's the charts for this week.
I love that. Boys, we've done very well. I'm going to have to go soon because I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm being pretty honest about that. But the good news is
we're back Stacks on there as well? Or is
there's no game for Stacks on here because I'm by myself. That's for another podcast. We're back in the studio next week, though, which is awesome.
Next week. Yep.
So we'll be able to get together. We'll be able to have a booze team, man. And we'll be able to start getting some of our friends and listeners into the studio too. So it will be kind of back to normal heading into Christmas.
Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely.
I can't
looking forward to it. Also, what we need to do is organise our dinner with Con.
Oh, yeah.
It depends if you guys are talking to one another.
No, we're mates. We're all good.
I saw Popey, big fan of the show, and also his wife, Danny, who owns the Blackwood Panache Ballet School where Georgia goes. They were down collecting some gear down at the Brighton Trophy Centre, had a photo with Con, and he's wearing his Conolina t-shirt. Fantastic. So good. Man, like, what a team those guys are. What a team.
Very good team. They're better than our team, but they make our team. So we will see Con because next week we can get together and do that. We are going to action that. So, boys, it's been great seeing you.
Yeah. It's been good.
I can't
Took
wait.
us a couple of days to get it sorted.
Yeah, no, it did, but that's all right. I was just going to say, Matty, I can't wait to see you around the place more now that you're not having to worry about the nightclub stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah.
We can actually go and have a beer on a Saturday night and I don't have to go away.
Yeah, that's it. We can go for a run. No, we can't go for a run, but that's okay.
No, I can't. We're going to Port Pirates games next year though.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they are. Well, I did throw your hat in the ring to be one of their senior coaches, so we'll see how that goes.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Hey, love you, boys. Con, can you please take us out of here?
Yes.
Brought to you by the Brighton Trophy Centre. Cups, trophy badges, medals. Yeah, we do it better.